Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel. We are going to be doing a psychic and tarot reading. To start off with, I meditated on your sign for the Gemini collective, and what I got was an image of a person, a young man, who seems to be petting the face of this furry animal. And when you look closely, they're like easily petting the face of a fox. And over a period of time, the you or the person in this story or this vision and the fox become really close, and you spend a lot of time together. And it's a very unlikely friendship for a young man to be roaming around, a young person to be roaming around with a fox, but it makes you look very special and unique, and you like the adulation of being the person who has the ability to be associated and have antics with a fox, and you like the way people look at you. It makes you feel like you stand out in some way with some special talent. The fox and this person have many adventures together, and one day a lot of time goes by, and one day they are in a forest, and the young man has a saddle and is riding the fox. As they go deep into the forest, the fox rips the saddle off. The young man falls down, and the fox rides away into the forest. Now the young man is like dumbfounded and perplexed as to like what happened, and feels that this was such a breach of trust between the fox and the young man. But it's not so, because the fox is not meant to be saddled. It's not an animal that can be domesticated, and it's not something that you usually would see. The fox runs off into the forest, and the fox is able to take care of itself. And the young man in the story is left on the floor, scratching his head, thinking about what went wrong, how could this happen to him. And then you see that the person spends a lot of time thinking back on all the signs that probably were visible, which he did not look into to see that one day this would happen. But there seems to be nothing which is wrong in this. In the end, it came to be that the whole thing you have to deal with, or the person had to deal with this with a lot of humor, and had to like spend a lot of time laughing, because it was such a uh, strange relationship. And for a strange reason, this man needed to have friends and wanted to have like company, and could find nobody else to be with, and then decided to befriend the fox. So let's see who the fox is, what's happening, and if someone's left you. The other thing that came to my mind was that you need to be able to see if there are any back issues, because the fall of the fox's saddle was hard. And I hope that you can get your backs checked and see that there's no kind of like injury from like any fall. So be careful of that in the next 2 weeks. And we are looking to find guidance for Gemini for the next 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of March 2019. So here goes. Our underlying card is the Page of Swords reversed. We'll take a minute to just look at the cards here. Eight of Cups, Four of Wands, Faith, or the Hierophant card. It's a major arcana card. The Two of Wands, the Page of Coins, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands reversed, the Two of Coins, and the Five of Swords. So at overall energy of this reading with the Page of Swords reverse is there seems to have been some kind of initial naive idea that has been put, an idea that was not fully realized or fully thought out, an idea at a very initial stage has you're still thinking about it. You're not wanting to start something new right now because you're still thinking about things, another project or another relationship or some kind of interaction that ended in the past and it ended badly. And what this card is showing you is that you are not wanting to see any new ventures or anything new right now, and you are focused on uh, wanting to think through something to be able to approach it from a different stance than rather than from the Page of Swords. The other card we have, which is peeking out here, is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups tells us about things that have not gone well in the past, and there is in this particular deck, the person holds on to the two remaining cups, but still looks dejected because they feel that nothing is going to work out, and that's what's being shown with the cups that have cracked and broken, which are lying in front of them. Let's see what our cards are saying. The center of this card or this reading is the Page of Coins. This is at the heart of where we are. It looks like there seems to be a desire to make an initial investment in some kind of venture or some kind of thing, or come up with an idea, but it's at an early stage. With the Knight of Coins card right next to it, it looks like there seems I think that you're making plans and the plans seem to be moving forward. The reason why there's hesitation here is because of this Two of Wands card, that initially plans were made, but you wanted to see what the returns would be on that, and the returns did not come out the way you wanted or you expected them to be. And it's something that kind of emerges in terms of like finding some kind of balance in the way in which things work. This was also one of the like earlier ideas, and it was something that you spent a lot of time doing. It seems like it was in partnership with someone, but I don't think that that partnership or that particular project or relationship has been able to hold true to the original commitment. And there is a crowning, or on top of this Page of Coins there seems to be a Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is indicative of a very happy union, a very happy partnership or something. So in the past there have been several of these, but this only happened when you had to have faith. The original card, or where we start off this, or what happened in the beginning before when we pick up these energies, is there was something that you are walking away from with the Eight of Cups. The walking away, in the way I see it, nothing is sad in this. It looks like you have had a lot of experience doing what it is that you are planning to do now, and have a lot of knowledge of that particular way of being, or if it's work, it's of that sector, and you know that what you had was not at the place where did not fulfill the potential at which you saw you could go. So you moved ahead with faith to be able to see this, because where it was, you could have stayed there and it would have given you enough. But what you decided to do was walk away from something in hopes of being able to get something more, in terms of like you wanting to see something which was not just at a place where you were doing well, but you would have what is called like the ultimate wish fulfillment. Uh, there was a lot of being guided in some way, with a lot of reverence towards like being able to make it to where you wanted to go, in terms of the energy that was used to be able to take you forward. It also shows for Geminis that you may have a number of planets either in the sign of Taurus, being that they are right next to each other, or that you worked with someone who was of, you know, strict or a more regimented spiritual practice, and a person you could rely on, and a person who was looked up to in many ways, for who you looked up to for guidance. And under their guidance, you went into this partnership. I don't think this is a big thing. I think this is not like everything is gone, but there is definitely something that has not come back in the way in which it would have been if it was balanced. And that again is shown in the card here, which was that what you thought was a great partnership, you put in a little bit of investment, it has doubled from one pentacle that's shown here as like an offer. It will kind of be more fruitful to have two. Only thing is that there is something that you are in need of, like balancing. So it looks like this was a great idea, and you had thought that things would be, like in a 50-50 kind of like way, or a 50-50 partnership. What you're seeing right now is to be able to do this, you seem to have to juggle your finances in a way which you don't like, and it's making you feel a little like suddenly from a more mature place, you feel like you have to behave or interact with your finances in a way as if you were as if you had less money, or like like an established businessman who has to suddenly be thinking through things as if like he was a student in university. This is what's coming to me, that you seem to have to balance things to make sure that like the basics are taken care of. But what you have is you want to be a person who has the ability to have lots, because you have a lot of people you like to be able to take care of, and you want to be able to invest and like look at and have grand plans. And we are in the place of still making those grand plans here, where we come to from the Knight of Pentacles, which is again it's a very slow moving knight. And again I see a theme here of like a forest. So let's see, these are horses which are not saddled, so there seems to be something where maybe the saddling of the fox that we had in our vision may have been to try and put it in a contract. But I think that maybe you need to not move in that way, and this seems to be a riding and like holding everything very close, because it seems to not be in too much balance. The person is precarious, but you do have the signs of Capricorn and Jupiter. So I think when Jupiter goes into Capricorn, which seems to be within, I think within the year, you'll have Jupiter going into the sign of Capricorn in a year's time. You will see that many things will start changing for you, and whatever investments you make now, which may be small, may be able to bring the dividends that you need. The King of Wands card here at in a reverse position is a person who is not feeling very involved, passionate, doesn't have that get go that someone would have, being in a position where they have something which is, where they have like a grand plan, and they can be the person who's, being able to guide a grand idea and bring a lot of people together. You may be used to that, and that's something that you want to do, but right now you seem to be in a position of a knight, and a frugal knight at that. The King of Wands has a very different personality to the Knight of Coins, and this king is very passionate, and is usually is sitting in a position where they are like ready to like get involved and say yes to things which like attract them, and want to be able to take something forward, very passionate. There seems to be some dulling of passion here in what you're doing, because it's not at the scale or in the way in in which you would feel you would want your in which your resources, whether it's energies or finances, are being used. You seem to be in a place where you have to in some way be more conservative about or balance the money or whatever you have to offer right now, because you seem to be in a more precarious place. The last card over here is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords card is a card which seems to, if it was upright, it's like you're at like a halfway position on a particular project, and you seem to have a place where you would probably be getting into some kind of, it's a place where you could have an option of being in some kind of like fight. But what you have decided to do is to be in a place where you are not going to engage in any kind of back and forth. I don't think because of a card like this, things have worked out, and you seem to be in a place where you don't have the ego that is required to be in a place where you can afford to be in any kind of like battle, whether it's about ideas or exchange of any kind where you want your opinion to be seen. So you go into a place where you don't get into any kind of altercation, but I feel that this is giving you more sleepless nights, and you seem to be in a place where you need to you're like you need rest much more. It's like you want to take time out and like get some downtime and like get some shut eye. It's like as if sleeping or doing something else will help you ride whatever anxieties that you have felt in being in a position where you have something that's not worked out, and you don't want to tempt fate. You're like, I don't know what it is. I have something small that's working right now. Let me see how I can see how that tides me forward. But I don't think that you will be able to stay in this place as a person who's been in the position of a knight. You are used to that, and you like to be like in a leadership role, and you kind of have to in some way dwarf yourself to be in whatever interaction you are in right now. So that's what I'm seeing. In this card, it also shows me that you have a number of, while you may not be, you are thinking of walking away from something, but you are in a position right now where you're looking at all your choices. So walking away is is something that you're thinking of from what, because you feel like you need more. What you have, even though it's a lot, it's not satisfying you, and I feel uh, you are looking at what else is out there. And uh, I think that uh, once you get in touch with your emotions, and this has Pisces or like like a Neptune energy and a moon in front, I feel there will be a time when it feels foggy. But I think that once you're walking on this water card, the person is swimming away into like to the moon. There will be a time when you will find the clarity, and you will get back to a place where you will be in your place of a happy home. This is a really nice card. These are like all the cards that you have that are helping you be able to move forward. All this seems to be the energy that's supporting you. I'm going to take out a unicorn oracle card to see what else we need to. I'm okay with this. I'm not going to take out any more clarifiers right now. It seems like it's very simple, the reading. This one is indicative for me. Think about the fox. Don't need to be very flash. That's what's coming. You don't need to be like the center of attention. Sometimes we just need to be in a place. You didn't need to climb onto the back of that fox. You could have walked side by side. There's something about like a cool factor that you need to not work through anymore, because being more like grounded and humble will take you further. This is a person who's not really comfortable, even though they look like they're doing it. It's a risky energy. It's just as like doing a trick, but I don't think this can be like a normal place for someone to operate from, or on a regular basis. And if this is the way they're seen regularly, it becomes like the new normal, and it's not really a novelty anymore. So you don't have that desire of standing. I mean, have the ability to have that feeling of standing out and being adored, because someone, I mean, you'll just be considered as one of those people who's like looking for attention and doing this on a regular basis. It kind of will lose its punch. Let me pull out Oracle of the Unicorns card here to give us some further guidance. Whoa. Magic. You have magic. Make a wish. Believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. How lovely is that? This, again, it's like you have something. Your cornerstone is the faith you have in the universe and you connecting with it. This card has the ability to, I mean, it looks like the magic that is available once you're doing your spiritual practice, whether it's your Kundalini or the Axis Mundi. You have the ability to go up and down that, and this kind of connects right here. And it's just, it's a good card. Like I said, I don't feel that we have too many adverse energies. Things are just about the choices that you're making. But you have magic on your side, and you have magic in your fingertips. Make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. So I like this card. I wish I would get this card more often. So it's a pretty card too. The little like fairies here. The two little, like, if you see the two little tiny fairies surrounding you. So you need to be able to find them and see them. I'm sure you'll be able to see them when you look. Happiness and joy flow from deep within me. Contentment comes from within. It's not dependent on other people or external things. I mean, these cards seem to be relaying exactly. You don't have to be seen as glamorous or seen as, adored and different all the time to be happy. You will find your contentment. You have it's telling you to go into your simplicity, and you have the ability to manifest magical things. You have the ability to create magic, and you have the desire to see things that are much to grow things. So these three show that things are growing right now. You seem to be at this place. From a page you've become a knight, and then you will become a king and an authority on whatever you're doing. Right now you're not ready to face this because you have some other pending uh, things that have not uh, some kind of interaction that's not probably complete. But I know that you are going to be there, and you're walking away from what you have right now, but I'm moving towards. And once you have clarity from or go closer to what it is, or move further away from whatever is clouding your judgment right now, you will have the ability to be able to see things more clearly, that will be able to bring you the kind of happiness that you are looking for, whether it's in a domestic partnership, or in a marriage, or in any kind of business, or just the way in which you see your future. And you are blessed, and there's magic. What more can you want? I'm going to stop this reading right here. I wish you the very best. I hope this resonates with my Gemini people. I know many Geminis who I'm wanting to show this reading to. If it resonates with any one of you listening to this, please give me a like or a comment, and I'll see you next month.